Hey guys, Ben Pearson, the Roaster Tracker here. We are back with Kerbal Space Program, and since the last time I recorded one of these episodes, there's been a lot of bug updates. I have not actually seen how well these bug updates do yet, so we're going to experiment here live and see how much better things are. This really will be very telling as to what the future of this game will be. If they fix most of the major issues, then we should be in a good spot. So we're just gonna see how things go, and yeah. And unfortunately, the load screen seems to be taking longer than I had expected it to, but that's fine. So our mission for today is going to be, well, let's take a peek here. Possibilities. So we've already tried to go to Dres. We can just destroy that. I think either Eeloo or Moho are what we're gonna try to do here. Let's do Eeloo, and we're gonna do it with the same spacecraft that we had here. All right, so, yeah, screw alignment. Let's just go to the vehicle assembly building. We're gonna launch the same BOP Explorer. It should have plenty of fuel to reach Eeloo. We don't need to test these things. Psh, who cares? Kraken. Unfortunately, it saves the name of the workspace, but not the spacecraft. So I think let's try loading this guy in. Obviously, that's not, well, okay. That's fine. Check the staging. Let's see, engineer's report. Thrust to weight ratio is too low. All right. Let's improve that. We're just gonna put some solid booster strap-ons just to help us get off the ground. And this thing should be fine. Looking to see if there's anything. I would not expect anything but bug changes given the state of how things were with the previous build. Bug changes and quality of life things. But new parts would not be something. Let's put a medium booster. That's a interesting one. You know, I think I actually like that. I don't know if that was deliberate, but you could see the one that you were trying to place, and the two, you could just see the center part, which actually helps you to line up better with things. Just checking for struts. We probably should add some. We'll connect you guys to your neighbor. So that should all be nice and sturdy. There's still no aerodynamics in this, so we'll connect you guys at the bottom. And one more. Okay, I think this should do. We're gonna, this is the Eeloo Explorer. And we're gonna save the workstation Eeloo. Okay. Let's just check the engineer's report one more time. Thrust to weight ratio is not very high, but we're going to fix that by increasing the stage. We'll save view again. You know, these landing legs are kind of funny. Let's try 1 symmetry. No, let's try 3. Yeah, that's what we want. Okay. That's better. Alright. We'll give this thing a whirl. What's the worst thing that could possibly happen? Six. Wonder why this says 7. Must be for 7 stages. Ooh, nice. So we're doing a nighttime launch. We're ignoring the alignment. I suspect we're going to need to let this one go straight up. Let's test the Kraken out. It used to be you didn't really want to accelerate with time warp happening, so the fact that you can do this and it's still pretty stable is a good sign from KSP1. Up. We're of course attempting the Kraken. Well, this is fine. We may need some fins. That was with a straight up launch too. We have a lot of control authority on this. We even turn on the RCS. You know, let's revert to the VAB. And how do we want to deal with this? This is just really an aerodynamics thing, so we'll just add some fins. And the fins will also have the added effect of separating us. Do we want active or passive? Let's go ahead and do active. It won't hurt anything. Okay. Now, why? It's interesting there's 2 load screens, but all right. Let's see. Aerodynamics, we're gonna put a control surface. So we'll just go with the medium 3. This is fine. Launch. We'll skip the countdown this time. I do love the fact that it's all brightly lit right at the launch pad, and then once you get up high, then there's no more lights. It's pretty realistic. Ooh, and you can see the other launch pads, the crawlerways between them, the runways. Very nice. We're still gonna just keep going straight up until we may do the slightest bit of a gravity turn at about... Well, we're a little high, and we do have the control surfaces. So we may as well... Okay. Obviously, that's a stability issue, so let's just do a revert to launch. We can do this one better now, guys. So the plan is probably this episode will get going. Hopefully we can actually make it to Eeloo, or on our way to Eeloo. Go. So we'll go straight up until maybe we kick the solid rocket boosters? I don't know. At some point in time we will need to do just a little scooch. Okay. So what we're gonna do is just a very, very, very... No more. No, okay. That's good. Good, we've succeeded in making sure we're not gonna hit the launch pad. So I'm going to put this on a prograde lock. Now that we've done the slightest bit of a gravity turn, it should improve things. One other thing too of note with KSP, the default graphics settings are actually lower than they were. So I'm running whatever the default settings were, but I did peek into it and I saw that they changed. Ooh, that looks cool. Don't know how well that'll show up. Let's see, screenshot. We're getting close to dumping the fuel, so let's go to just basic stability. Yeah, we're high enough now. I think we can tilt over. I'm going to turn on RCS just to give us a little bit of extra control. Stage separation looks good. That sounded like the sound of doom, but we're already making it to space, so let's turn off RCS. We're going to accelerate until we're a couple minutes away from, about 45 seconds away from hitting the apoapsis. And then we should have a nice orbit. There we go. Beautiful sunlight. Let's go ahead and adjust our pointing. I've never actually landed on Eeloo or Moho. They're the only two planetary surfaces that I have not landed on. Okay, fire away. Bye-bye, moon. Except for we're probably gonna do a fairly close flyby view. Who knows? Now let's just set this on prograde. It's kind of interesting, the wander. If I turn on RCS, it will improve things, okay. So we're not getting a lot of thrust vector control. I do think the control algorithms are not as good as they were in KSP1 at this point in time. But, you know, it takes time to develop that kind of stuff, so that's fine. Checking the time. I have a hard deadline in recording, so making bread at the moment, and you know, you don't need to do a ton of work. Let's turn off RCS. Whoop, off. Lock on prograde, and then let's just do the physics warp. Get us a little bit higher. We'll go to maybe about 30 seconds. There we go. I mean, it's pretty obvious we're gonna make it to orbit. Let's just wait for the apoapsis to make it all the way. Okay, that's fine. Huh. We staged, interesting. Doesn't seem to want to read the spacebar. Wait, the staging here is all messed up. Hello. Do you not have fuel? I'm very confused here. Let's put stage 6 before. Go ahead and go. Now those guys are all burning. Okay, and if I do this, then the center will also start. I'm okay with this, actually. We won't need the center thrust. Okay. Just a little bit annoying, the staging, but the staging always is a little bit funky. Eight, 9, and we have orbit. Woohoo! I like the nice camera change when you hit orbit. That had not been happening before. All right. So, okay, that's our orbit. Fine. So we're going to accelerate out. Oh, maybe about here. What? What's the warning it's popping up? Okay. Must be that we were going to re-enter if we didn't keep going far enough, but that's fine. I've done flybys of Eeloo before, but I've never actually landed on it because it's surprisingly difficult to get to. Let's see, set as our target. One A, 1B. So not too surprisingly, we're not really going to be that close. What can we do to improve our chances? So I don't really care if it takes us a little bit of time. I think what we're gonna do is go ahead and do this. And then we're going to, well, no. We want to have our Apoasis hit at the node. So, oh, that's a bad trajectory anyways. What kind of weird S is... That is a wacky path. I've never seen that before. I don't know what that means. So we'll be totally at the wrong spot, but the nice thing with this is the descending node is right in the right spot. So we're actually gonna go for that. And what we're gonna do is do a correction burn when we hit out here to hit it at some point in time in the future. Yeah, that sounds good. All right, so warp to maneuver, set course. Actually, let's go ahead and point because I don't know how long it's gonna take us to point. Oh, we're pointing fine. Okay. I don't remember this music before either. This is cool. Music, if anything, has gotten better. It was already pretty good. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off. We should probably burn the main stage at some point in time, but I think I'm okay with doing the 2 smaller burns. Stop burning. Oh. Okay, I see now why it has this weird path. Activate. So we're going to delete this, and we're going to try this again. So what was happening is those 2 engines were so underpowered, those 3 engines that we were using, that they really were taking half an hour to burn, which is kind of cool, but it was going to do some funkiness. It's pretty decent, and how's the path out? Looks good. All right. Yeah, that's why we had that S burn. Very cool that it would calculate that, though. All right. Let's speed this up a little scooch, because okay. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off. Didn't get the sound, okay. So this is just a 5-minute burn. Well, we can fast forward through a 5-minute burn. Let's see. That's looking fine. Let's see. We can still fast forward. 2, 1, blank. Okay, we'll delete this and let's see how well we did. Not bad. Let's just fire just a scooch more. Okay, perfect. All right, so when we get out to here, we're going to create a maneuver node. And this maneuver node is going to do a couple of things. One, it's going to change our declination. Okay. And the second thing is we're going to see if we can line up a future pass here. Actually, I think this is going to work better to plan if we wait until we're on our way out. So let's just take a look at the spacecraft and see how things go. I don't know why the parts manager just popped up randomly. Vehicle is out of comm range. That's fine. We're slowing down. Not a huge surprise. This will make the inclination a lot easier. Still have we're nowhere near a gravitational body, but that's just why we stopped. Okay. Okay. 2A and 2B are kind of on the opposite sides. We're gonna have to do this in one more pitch. So let's just take, we'll expand it out a bit. Okay, let's try to get that lined up right there. Okay, good. Set it to the maneuver node. And they have the full days now. They were not showing the days in here before, which made this a bit annoying to say the least. All right, fast forward. Watching our spacecraft zooming through space to the outer parts of the solar system. Okay. It stopped a few hours before, which is good. Same as before. Really? What is that? That must be the time that you're supposed to burn? Oh, that's kind of cool. I'm just gonna go ahead and start the burn. We're just gonna keep an eye on this. The time isn't all that important. But the direction is. Okay. We overshot that just a scooch because you can't change things in time warp. Let's just take this the other direction. Okay, set the maneuver node. We'll go ahead and burn this one as planned. I was still thrusting? Oh dear Lord. Okay, let's go the opposite direction. That's not really a bug, but it's less than desirable. Okay, we're just gonna keep firing until the DN is close to 0. And hopefully we didn't waste too much fuel. It looks like it's not going to be a whole lot. Okay. Good. All right, let's set a maneuver plan here. Let's see if we can get some of these to come together. Looks like the answer is not yet. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a time warp to past 2A. So to right here. We're taking our time with this mission. This is fine. Actually, hang on. Let's try another. We crossed a boundary point, so I'm gonna see if we get two numbers that are approaching. They're nowhere near each other. Okay, so we're just gonna keep going. Going very much for the eventually we'll get an orbit. Looks like the fastest time warp speed is not available at the moment. It's probably a good thing. It's probably safe for interstellar journeys. Eeloo there. So 2A, 2B is coming soon. Oh wait, it's reverse. Okay. So we're waiting until we cross the 1A mark to try again. Gosh, this is a long time for an orbit. Love these numbers are just jumping all around because they don't show the days, so it doesn't really make a lot of sense. Okay, now we're approaching the time and we can see pretty clearly we're on the wrong side of the sun, which is fine. It will eventually orbit around to where we need it to be. We're in its orbit. We just need to control the time of our burn to make this work. Okay, let's try a maneuver here. So 2A and 2B are getting further apart, so we're obviously not going to be able to do it there. Let's just keep going beyond the point where we flip. Okay, that's interesting. They're not getting closer. Ironically, if we slowed down a bit, how much is this that we're talking? 500 and we have 7,000. Yeah, I think it's worth it. And then we're going to pull out maybe a little bit. Ooh, that sphere of influence is small. Look at that. They're so close and yet we're not showing them as inside of the sphere of influence. There we go. Now, out of curiosity, if we go and focus on Eeloo, they show the trajectory! Oh, hallelujah. Okay. Let's just call this good enough. Set the maneuver. We'll do some adjustments as we're coming along. But 566 for the initial pass. I guess this is all the fuel that we have in theory for the journey home too. And who knows how fast we're gonna go by Eeloo, but probably not that fast. All right. The burn is in about 1 year. That's 1 year, guys. Jeez. We are going so slow. And I need to put a cut in here. So we'll start this burn and then we'll be on our way to Eeloo. We'll wait for the proper time just because I want the countdown timer to be accurate. 3, 2, 1. Oh, they have a nice sound effects. The engine sounds are still gone. I do like the little squiggly. Okay, let's accelerate this. Ten, 9, 8. We do need to do really precise here. 2, 1, and cut off. All right, and delete this. We're pretty close. We'll figure out the rest next time. Thanks guys for everything. Until next time, keep on tracking. Take care.